nibbida, weariness, viraga, dispassion. Don't be scared of these things. This is a literally an important part of the path of purification. When you have a look at the nature of bodies, the nature of feelings, the appropriate response is to feel weary. What's happening is that it's very difficult for modern people to possibly see weariness as a positive thing, because we think life is about excitement and pleasure and joy, happiness. Getting excited about stupid things like K-pop. What happens when we see it for what it is, and the mind gets weary, the energy that flows out through the eyes and the ears that's looking for pleasant sights, pleasant sounds, pleasant tastes, it's being reeled in. And so those outflows, sometimes there are various lists that Lord Buddha helps us understand the world through considering the asavas, the way the energy flows out into the world, the element, the way we cling. When we become weary of it, the mind is coming inwards. And that's actually what gives the mind the power and the energy to have insight. So if the mind is still committed to trying to squeeze every little bit of pleasant sight, sound, taste, feeling from the world, it's not going to have an insight. It's too broad and scattered. And it's committed to something else. It's not committed to liberation. It's committed to seeking the pleasure available in the conditions. When we get weary, the energy is coming in, dispassionate, that is purifying the level of greed in the mind. The darkness is getting less. You can't see it from the outside. You're feeling weary, you don't know that your mind is becoming brighter. And this is where we have to trust. The Lord Buddha explains it. Weariness, dispassion, purification, liberation. And the mind that is liberated experiences unshakable peace. Lord Buddha describes peace as the highest pleasure. It's not that there's not going to be any pleasure, but it's a different type of pleasure. And that's the thing to notice. That was where Luang Por Nun was extremely helpful. When I was experiencing very intense nibbida as a young monk, Ajahn Nun was like, good. That's exactly the way it should be. Really? Yeah. And he was speaking from a position of, he's experiencing the unshakable, unceasing peace. And weariness is really good. And sadness, that sadness is great, And, but there was a quality of peacefulness, and that having an ajahn that was telling me, cultivate that peacefulness that the weariness is leading to, cultivate that peacefulness that the sadness is inclining the mind towards, come inward, sober up, be really still. And then some insights can occur. So, wishing you every success in your weariness and sadness on the path of purification and liberation. Wishing you much peace.